Today we have the moon continuing in Taurus and going into Gemini just about 9 a.m. Pacific time. So we complete that practical earthy time with the moon in Taurus following last night's third quarter moon in Taurus. So needing to make some decisions about what supports us, what nurtures us as we head into the future. And then today we've got that Gemini moon, and it will be passing by Uranus, the planet of shakeup and new developments and possible surprises. So, looking at that Uranus in Gemini with the moon joining it today. I am Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Saturday, August 16th. So, Gemini coming out of that Taurus practical grounding energy, slowing down, right? Slowing down, thinking about nourishment. What do we need? And then we go into Gemini, which brings curiosity, exploration, learning new things, engaging in dialogue, conversation, having that mind of wonder that wants us to understand things through the exploration of questions and getting curious. So, as the moon enters Gemini, it of course passes by Uranus, this outer planet, which yesterday I was talking about how the inner planets are moving out of more or less this exact alignment with multiple sextiles, but the outer planets are still moving closer to exact. And so the closest approach for the three outer planets is August 25th through September 11th. So we still have this outer planet energy bringing in the bigger picture of change, of creative possibility, of opening doorways. But we, of course, have to decide what we're going to do with what we find behind those doors. So last week I was sharing about the magic key in my Sunday video. Actually, it was a Saturday video because it was for the Aquarius full moon, and it was all about getting a magic key to an unknown room, right? And suddenly you have this access to ideas or something new or something you hadn't considered, right? Something entering your consciousness that wasn't there before. But of course, it's up to you. Like, are you going to just shut that door and say, that. I'm comfortable with what I already know. Thank you very much. Or are you going to open that door and get curious and explore? And so today's Gemini Moon joining up with Uranus is asking us to open to those higher ideas. What are the shifts in consciousness that are possible when we really get curious? And so thinking about not just getting curious in terms of your own thinking, but really asking questions you have not asked before. Does that make sense? So instead of following a linear path of curiosity and learning more and more along the same lines of what you've already been trying to learn about, but actually opening your mind to a whole different line of inquiry, a whole new door, a whole new room, right? A whole new direction, avenue of exploration and curiosity. So, really opening to where your own consciousness needs to shift for you to access the creative possibilities, the possible solutions, the ways of thinking that might give you some answers about how to move forward, both on the personal level as well as on the collective level. So again, we can push these possibilities away, dig in to our own thinking even more deeply, or we can accept the challenge to shift, to open, to explore, to be willing to change our own approaches, our own perspectives, our own ways of thinking, because when we do that, that is where we might tap into truly creative solutions and possibilities. So thinking about that, Uranus energy being activated as this double sextile between the outer planets continues to come even closer into exact. And I do have that handy reference guide for 2025 on my member site. The link is in the description for this video. That will give you the dates and the meanings of those outer planet sextiles and trines. So there are multiple things going on. There's Pluto sextile Neptune. What's that about? There's Neptune sextile Uranus. What's that about? There's Pluto trine Uranus. What's that about? And then we've got Pluto, Neptune, and sextile and Uranus all in a double sextile formation. So all of those are explained in terms of their dates, their bigger picture, and their meaning in that handy reference guide. So you might enjoy that for more information and to just check in on dates as we go along with these unfolding astrological alignments. So thinking today about curiosity, where you need to open your mind, where you need to expand in new directions, what it looks like for you to explore something that maybe has been a door that has opened in recent days or weeks that you maybe, have been a little bit hesitant to really dive deeply into. Maybe it's time to explore and see what is there and see how your mind can continue to be opened, right? But the way that life does that, it supports us in growing and changing as we learn new things. So what is there out there for you to learn that is new? That is the theme of today, and of course also activating those outer planet energies and their creative possibilities. It's also a grand trine. We have Mars still in the mix there, although that is, as I mentioned, slowly moving away. So it's not as tight or activated as it was earlier this week. All right, thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can book a reading with me at astrologyheals.com and learn more about everything I'm doing in the description for this video. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.